Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to DreamWorks Switch to Life. Today, we're going to be discussing one of the greatest movies DreamWorks has ever made, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Now, this is going to be a review of it, and in all honesty, this is a really good film. I mean, it has everything. Great characters, great voice acting, stellar and unique animation, a great plot, and maybe even one of the greatest DreamWorks villains of all time. It also has some really catchy music with
Who is your favorite fearless hero? Who is your favorite fearless hero?
If you haven't seen the movie, spoilers ahead, and I highly recommend that you go watch it in theaters. So please, go, leave, skedaddle, but come back, please. Okay, all who have seen the movie are ready to go. So I'm gonna be honest here. This is an overall great movie, mostly due to the fact that it's the first time that we see Puss in Boots in over a decade. One of these things that makes Puss in Boots great is the fact that in this movie he has character development, which, I mean, this guy was already a really developed character with over 4 movies under his belt. But with this 5th film, I guess they decided that he actually needed to develop some change about himself, and they executed it perfectly. Now, the thing is, as we can see, he's pretty reckless when it comes to his 9 lives, making himself think that he is immortal. But once he gets to his last life, as well as death being hunting after him, it makes him change the way he looks at his life. And I just gotta say, that is a really great idea for character. Speaking of character development, let's talk about Goldilocks for a change here. Goldie, I mean, I kind of suspected this was going to be the case from the beginning, but I guess Goldilocks just so happened to have character development as well. I expected that her wish was going to be that she wanted a real family, and, well, she already has a real family with the bears. And I'm extremely happy that she realizes that at the end of the movie. The way that she manages to save Baby Bear, man, it was so heartwarming, and yet you can tell that it was essential. Speaking of essential, this movie has literally 0 scenes that feel like they're just there for runtime. Every single scene, whether it adds heart, humor, action, it all feels like it needs to be there. It feels like it should be in the movie. Not a single scene is wasted, and I just love that. Can we talk about Perito for a second, though? Perito is really adorable and really funny, and you can just look at the way that he looks at the world, and you can tell he's a bit naive and innocent, but he's never dumb. He is really smart when it comes to emotional support, and he is literally, he's accomplishing his dream of becoming a therapy dog, especially when it comes to what he does with Puss in Boots. Also, can we just talk about his sad origin story? I mean, this guy was drowned by his siblings, and he still thinks that it was just a prank by them. He doesn't even realize that they abandoned him. He just thought that they pulled a prank and lost track of where he was. In the words of Kitty Softpods, it is the saddest, funniest story I have ever heard. Speaking of Kitty Softpaws, I could feel like her character, she didn't have that great of character development, but what she did get, it was spot on. I loved the way that she was portrayed in the movie. And the fact of the matter is, she didn't get character development because she doesn't need character development. What she needs is to aid Puss in his own character development. Same thing with Perito. Now, let's talk about the antagonists. Honestly, Big Jack Corner, he was,
You're not gonna shoot a puppy, are you, Jack?
Yeah, in the face. Why?
well, he was just straight up evil. I mean, this guy kills his own men for no apparent reason other than being in his way. And if you're an enemy in his way, oh boy, you are dead. And this really comes across, especially with the scenes with Jiminy Cricket. I mean, this guy says that he had absolutely nothing. He was raised in a wealthy family, he had a mansion, inherited a pie business, honestly, the good things for making a good person. And yet,
I never had much as a kid. Just loving parents, and stability in a mansion, and a thriving baked goods enterprise for me to inherit. Useless crap like that.
Big Jack Horner is the worst guy possible. And I love it! This guy is so great at being a villain. I think that it might actually be, well, probably not DreamWorks' top villain, but maybe their top 20s. That's for sure. But remember when I said that this film came out with one of DreamWorks' best antagonists? This has to go to death.
I never do this, but can I get your autograph? Been following you for a long time.
This guy is probably the best villain that DreamWorks has ever come up with. Not only is he a great fighter and apparently a comedian when he wants to be, but he also knows when he needs to do his job and when he needs to let things slide. Honestly, he was so great. He wanted revenge against Puss in Boots simply because Puss wasted 8 of his 9 lives. But when it comes down to the end, it shows that he is selfless. Well, not really selfless. He wants to kill Puss in Boots to the point where he hates that he isn't gonna do it because Puss is not the same cat anymore. Puss has had that character development that shows he is no longer an immortal. He no longer thinks himself as immortal. And because of this, he is going to live his life to the fullest, not be careless like he did with his previous 8 lives. And when Death realizes that, well, he has a hissy fit, but, I mean, he doesn't actually do anything to Puss. He admits defeat, and he knows he's beaten, and I just love that about this character. And can we talk about that whistle? And the fact that he's lurking in the background the whole time. It's iconic. It's unique. I just love Death. I love this incarnation of Death. This guy knows how to bring anxiety to someone. Also, Shrek cameo. Points for that.
I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way. I'm Death. Straight up.
Now, let's talk about the map. The map is a great plot device. It actually has a lot of importance. Not only does it lead our gang to the Wishing Star, which I'm actually happy with the way that the Wishing Star fiasco ended, but the thing is, the map is really crucial. It changes the landscape and makes it so that anyone who needs a wish just gets their wish without actually making a wish. It made Puss in Boots realize that he doesn't need 9 lives in order to live his best life. It made Goldilocks realize that she doesn't need a real family because she already has one with the bears. And in all honesty, it made Perito find friends and it made Kitty Softpaws find people she could trust. The only person it didn't help at all was Jack Horner. And in all honesty, that's mostly because that guy just can't be helped, no matter how much you try. And I love the way that the actual wish ends up. Nobody gets the wish. Nobody uses it. And that's because nobody needs it. Well, Jack Horner might have needed it, but he's definitely doesn't deserve to make that wish. And I'm pretty sure nobody wants him to make that wish. So, with that out of the way, that is my review for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Oh wait, there's one more thing. Now, let's talk about the animation of this movie. This is quality animation right here. And, well, it's not very realistic, but it's not going for realism. Like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was a spoof on a comic book, and that's the animation style that was used. This is meant to use the animation style that you would find in a fairy tale book, meaning that the animation is meant to look like it's a painted world. And honestly, these paintings are coming to life. DreamWorks really has come a long way since 2011 when the original film was released. I mean, this is way better animation than anyone could have ever expected for Puss in Boots 2, and it works perfectly, making this one of the best animated films of all time. In fact, I think this is the best animated film of 2022. I would say the best film overall, but I mean, let's be realistic here. But best animated film has to go to this. I don't care what critics say. I don't care what the Golden Globe says. I don't even care that Pinocchio won the actual award. In my eyes, this is the winner. Mostly because I didn't really enjoy Pinocchio as much as I did this film. Overall, this has to be the best year for DreamWorks Animation in a while. I mean, they come out with 2 great movies, as well as saying, hey, we're still in this game. We can be unique with our animation, and you love it. And with that out of the way, that is the end of our review. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and comment down below on if you want me to review all of the other DreamWorks movies as well. Bonus question, who is your favorite Puppy Dog Eyes? And also, who is your favorite character overall? Also, going back to that ending, who here is excited for Shrek 5? I have my own video coming out soon detailing what I think I would like to see for Shrek 5 to happen. But until then, bye.
Can we look at the map now?